On my playlist is a Muslim talking about why not to discuss your dreams with people, especially bad ones. Okay, basically, when you sleep, you're kind of not really alive and you're not really dead. And it might be worthy to pay attention um, when you wake up in a bad mood and you're having some dream that perhaps a whisperer was whispering into your dreams. Maybe you woke up and went and punched the mailbox. You didn't even know why. And you cry out to God and you go, come on, help me. I've got no one but you. And my best advice is if you're a Muslim, is to go to a real quiet place. No TV, no nothing. Maybe light a few candles just because it's kind of mellow. And just sit there because you can't tell God what to do, right? And you just sit and wait. Because what's happening a lot is entities can come in through TVs and music and things like that. They're multidimensional. They're not just on the TV. It's not really that harmless. And if they can find an opening in you where you can identify with a line or a song, and it's angry or has aggression, you may find you become addicted to that particular song because your hypothalamus is liking the amino acid peptide combinations your mind is creating thinking about this. And it's a proven fact that if you were to remove all those things and every time you have a negative thought you do something else, you don't follow through with the daydream or anything, that it only takes 4 days for that dead zone in your brain to heal. There's a woman whose name is Dr. Leaf, Leaf, and you can reach her, capital D, drleaf.org. She's actually done some pretty amazing studies on the brain. And people who are chronically depressed, there's like dead zones in a certain part of the brain, and she's been able to take images of it. And these things actually have like burrs on them that adhere into the healthy brain tissue. And she's done experiments with people, willing subjects who wanted to get rid of depression, by going through a certain way she's got it organized. It's working anyway. And she was able to, take photographs of the brain. First day of the therapy, second day of the therapy, third day of the therapy, fourth day of the therapy. And the brain became normal. And you've got this little organ in your brain called the hypothalamus. And it makes amino acids and peptides, which are your moods. If you're taking nerve pills, they may inhibit certain amino acid peptide combinations. And some people who medication doesn't work on at all, it's because they've been so stuck in the rut of their thinking that they can't make new amino acid peptide combinations, so they're kind of stuck and feeling pretty helpless. And same thing with abuse. Your hypothalamus gets addicted to the that clock thing, where you're on the honeymoon, and then things start to build up, and then it explodes, and then you're on the honeymoon, things start to build up, then it explodes. Those are amino acid peptide combinations your brain is actually addicted to. So you go look her up. She's got books out, she's got videos out. And I'll tell you, the only thing that really can hold you and maim you is your own concept of what your reality is. There's a very good movie called What the Bleep Do We Know? It's all quantum physics. That's who Dr. Quantum's from. And what you imagine is what you get. If you imagine that you have a miserable life, you can have the finest looking house, you can have the finest looking stuff, but you're really depressed, start writing a journal. And not a journal that is organized, but you just sit down and you put on a timer 1 hour. And you write nonstop for the hour. You don't finish sentences. You just write everything that is in your mind. And you do this until, do it for 2 or 3 days. 1 hour a day. And then anytime you feel like doing it, you just let your brain go. And you read it, and you can actually find out what's wrong with you. You're your own therapist. Only you know what's wrong. And you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Are you still harboring guilt from things that you've repented from? That's a really great one that bad jinn use on people. Because God is very, very forgiving. He's so forgiving you. You don't understand how forgiving God is. And when you do, when you realize that, it just takes an honest act of repentance, not 20 or 30, but where you break down and you are really sorry. Any time that you think about that issue again and you start feeling guilty, you tell those jinn, get away from me, because that's a whisperer. You can fight the whisperer. Don't listen to him or them. They're invisible entities, and they're here to test you. And you could lose everything, you could gain everything, but it's all about, at the end of the day, where did you put your trust in? Do you think that you know everything? Or do you go, hey Lord, this just happened to me, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to make out of that. What do you think I should think about that? And you be a good slave, a good servant. Okay? Peace and blessings. Bismillah.